Well, I don't want to be a pessimist, but on the other hand, the reality is that Kenya has had a history of what we call pre-election violence in 1992, in 1997, in 2002, in 2007. Earlier in the year, we saw tribal clashes induced by politics in a number of districts in Kenya, in Moyale, in Isiolo, in Turkana, in Mandera. We also saw it in Baringo. Although in other areas it has gone quiet, but in the last 6 weeks we have had Mandera, Wajir, Tana River, Ijara being caught with this, and it's not helpful to anybody. But I hope that the lesson learned is that if we're not careful, we will have a full-blown pre-election violence. We already have seen it in Kenya. Now, in the last 6 weeks, as I said, close to 150 people have been killed in Tana River, in Mandera, and in Wajir. We have called on the government, especially the two principals, the president and the prime minister, to use their offices to decisively deal with this issue, because if it is not addressed very immediately, to bring to book those who perpetrated these crimes, then we're going to get into more problem. I hope and pray that the situation doesn't get out of hand and doesn't become out of control, but the likelihood of that happening is there if nothing is done now to stop this. And it would mean many more people will lose their lives, many more will be IDPs, and many more will lose all their properties and livelihoods and belongings, which is very sad, because it will take them a long time to recover. But I want to say clearly it's politically influenced. There's a lot of huge political influence because of the new constitution, the new boundaries, the new constituencies. People and the government has been devolved now from central government to county government, and that's where the resource also is being taken. So people are fighting to pre-position themselves in some of these key positions. So as Kenya Red Cross, we just have to deal with the aftermath of all these clashes and fighting by providing healthcare, water, food, shelter, and then the family reunification or tracing services. Our volunteers, who are the biggest asset that we have as a national society, we have 70,000 volunteers countrywide, people who can be called during emergencies at a very short notice. Today in Dadaab, in Tana River, in Mandera, in Wajir, in Garissa, in most of these major towns where there has been these problems and challenges of insecurity, our volunteers have been our biggest hope, because they are there selflessly every day and every night. They are out there giving their lives and dedicated to alleviating human suffering. They are not compensated, they are not paid. They may get meal allowance or meal vouchers, or transport, but nothing more than that. And so they're people of goodwill and people who believe in humanitarianism, and when you need them, they're there at a very short notice.